I'm Tiffany Cano, here with fellow producer Alisha Magnus Louis. We're both in the Pillars of Power. Discover your hidden secrets behind achieving greatness, cast and crew. And Alisha here is also a strategy officer for the Los Angeles Tribune. And she has a new amazing program that the LA Tribune just launched. I want you to tell us about this because talent is percolating and coming our way. I see the sparkles and gems.
Well, thank you so much, Tiffany, for that introduction. And yes, so as a chief strategy officer of the Los Angeles Tribune, I work closely with our CEO, Mo Rock, our editor-in-chief, Ava V. Manuel, the managing director of the LA Tribune Speakers Bureau, Jason Antelect, Donna Campbell, who runs the LA Tribune Film Division, Michael Silvers, who runs the LA Tribune Podcast Network, and Karen Hall, who runs a number of the journals, the LA Tribune Women's Journal and the LA Tribune Spanish Journal. We at the Los Angeles Tribune, as you can hear, we're a media company, but we have so many verticals and areas of storytelling that we focus on. And what we've realized is that we work with entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small businesses, and large-scale organizations that are looking to get their message out there into the world. And what that looks like differs. So as you know, you may understand and know of a talent agency as an organization that's there to support athletes and singers and authors, and and celebrities, right? But we believe that entrepreneurs and business owners are celebrities too. We believe that entrepreneurs can be supported in the same way that actors are supported, in the same way that athletes are supported, and trying to figure out what is their brand, what is their message to the world, what does their business kind of strategy look like, and why not bring a talent agency to the space of entrepreneurs and have a place where individuals can come, that they can have someone that's looking out in their best interest and helping them figure out how they want to grow and scale, and then bring media and visibility into the mix. What is your digital footprint? What does your marketing look like? What are your goals 3 to 5 years down the line? And how can you use media in a strategic way to support your business growth plans? And then what does your brand look like? Because it's all connected, right? And we believe that entrepreneurs are celebrities. So why not create a talent agency where people are supported in the same way that big celebrities are supported, so that they have a business that grows, they have the legacy that they're looking for, and they can tell their story in a medium that best suits where they're at now, but also where they're trying to grow. And we can help and support individuals that come into the Los Angeles Tribune community to figure out what verticals are best for them. You know, what does that plan and that roadmap look like? What potential collaborations could support their business and really help them grow? So there aren't many, really. It's kind of interesting to see talent agencies out there for entrepreneurs. But here at the Los Angeles Tribune, we're all about shaking up the status quo. And so the Los Angeles Tribune in 2025 launched our Los Angeles Tribune Talent Agency to just do that, to shake it up, to help entrepreneurs with their visibility and impact, and to be their supportive partner as they grow to scale.
So if that resonates with you, come check out the Los Angeles Tribune's new talent agency, because you are the star within that they are helping you to get that visibility, acknowledgement, and exposure so that your message is delivered in an even more profound and powerful way to the planet. And we are so thrilled to be bringing you this movie. And Alisha, tell me about your favorite pillar. Like, what has you be lit up? And by the way, those 5 pillars: money, relationships, health, mental wellness, and spirituality. So do you have a favorite?
I do. My favorite pillar is actually spirituality. See, spirituality is something that I had to learn more about, and I went down my own spiritual journey, and I realized that for me, it's kind of the glue that connects all of the other pillars together, because spirituality is all about going within. And I think when you have the ability to understand what it even means to go within, how to be guided from within, how to connect to yourself from within, all of the other pillars come to life and fruition. If you have an energetic blockage in your body, it can impact your health. If you don't believe that you can attain the things that you want, money, and the things in your life, you might have a spiritual block, right? Relationships are impacted because if you don't have a loving relationship with yourself, how can you have a loving relationship for another? If you don't understand what boundaries look like for yourself, how can you have the right boundaries with other people? And so, mental wellness, a big part of that is spirituality. Sometimes people will say, oh, I'm anxious or I'm depressed. For a long time, I've looked at that as that's spiritual turmoil. That is your soul trying to figure out who you are and what you're trying to do. And sometimes your soul knows things that you don't. And so when you're physical, there's that friction point. Your soul wants to do something, your physical body wants to do another. Now they're combating, and it creates anxiety, it creates depression, it creates sadness, and you don't know why. If you don't feel good, you might be soaking up the energy of people around you and you just didn't know it. And how can you clear that away from you? I look at that as spirituality. So I think all of the pillars are important, but you could have money today and it's gone tomorrow. You can have the person that you thought was your best friend today and they really weren't looking out for your best interest, but be that person for yourself. It starts within and then everything unfolds outside of that.
Well said. Well said. I know every time I've tried to achieve a goal, and if it wasn't like clicking, manifesting right away, there was always some sort of internal block, and being able to have that self-awareness and then do some sort of healing, transformation, inner reflection, shift to create that new level and new alignment, so that then when you go to manifest that goal, it is just happens in an instant.
Yeah, I also think you're energized. I think when you can pour into yourself, and spirituality is not religion, right? It is really that journey. I look at it as that journey of understanding self. When you can figure out and I don't want to say alignment because people say, well, what is alignment? But I think it's like that click. It's that understanding that sometimes doing less is doing more, right? Sometimes when you're so busy, the first thing to do is to stop for a second, breathe for a second, and then maybe take out a pen and say, what am I doing right now? Does this matter? Does this matter? Right? And prioritize. But it takes a second to catch a breath. Oftentimes when we're so busy, we say, oh, I can't think right now. I can't breathe right now. But that's the thing you need to do, because it helps to reset what it is that you have going on, and it helps you to clarify what is actually important in this moment. I've often said sometimes doing less is more, because in the times when I thought I had to do so many things and add things on the checklist, I've just kind of stopped. Which for me, that's like weird because I'm a checklist person, right? But when I've done that, I've actually created the space to figure out what actually needs to be done that's effective and impactful, not busy, right? There's a difference between busy and effective. And I think that when you pour into your spirituality, it allows you to see the effectiveness in your life, not the productivity, but the effectiveness, because effectivity has impact. Productivity, you could just be doing things, but it's not having that impact. Then there's a way to kind of reframe and look at it in a different way.
So beautiful. Now, I know we've filmed almost everybody, not everybody, but most of our cast, including A-listers that were here in the original Secret movie, right? So I'm curious, was there a particular person who shared a golden nugget that in that moment was exactly what you needed to hear?
So I have to say, filming with Marie Diamond was just such a beautiful experience. Marie Diamond, for those of you that may not be aware, was in the original Secret. She is a feng shui expert, but she just radiates exuberant energy. You can tell that what she practices, she is, because she vibrates at such a high level. And just being in the room filming with her, what she was sharing. And it like some of it could be as simple as what is in the space around you? Like what is in your room? Like you might spend a lot of time in your room and not understand how your room is impacting everything else. And it seems so subtle and simple. But what I found in filming is that the things that were effective for people, and I'm bringing that word back, were oftentimes the things that seem so simple, people forget to do them, or seem so simple that people aren't aware that if they just made that small, subtle tweak, it could make all the difference for them. We filmed with Marie Diamond. We filmed with Dr. Joe Vitale, I think, and I won't take away and share the full lines of what he shared in filming because I encourage people to watch the film. But he really encourages people to wonder, to ponder what is actually going on. Ask that question, what if, what could this look like, right? Really be open to exploring what's around you. And I think exploration can do so much for so many, but people can close themselves off. I mean, we have filmed with John Asseroff. We have filmed with Sharon Lecter. We have filmed with Dame Doria Cordova. She started the Money and You program back in 1979 or 1980. Dame Doria, I'm sorry if I didn't get the year right. But, you know, she has really led so many conscious-based entrepreneurs into the work that they've done. And I think what's so beautiful about what people are going to see in the film is the ripple effects. So many people have said that when I watched The Secret, it changed my life. You never know what one phrase in a movie can do for your life. Meeting one person, how that can shift something for you in your life. Hearing one person's story and then something clicks in your life. And I think that's what's so beautiful across filming is the ripple effect that you see, because you see it in the cast and what they've done. But even to witness how the cast has come together, there were so many synchronicities. People that were casted in the film have known each other for years. And we, as producers for the film, weren't even aware until we got to filming. But that shows you the energetic pull and the alignment of what this film is doing.
Yeah, I took Money and You with Dame Doria Cordova maybe 12, 13 years ago, and it definitely impacted my prosperity and abundance. She has an incredible amount of really evolved money angels that just travel with her everywhere. Yeah. And then I remember when we were at the LAT, Los Angeles Tribune gala a couple months ago, and I met Marie Diamond. She's like the Julie Andrews, just like, you know, gracefully floating, you know, across the floor. And yet like there was so much divine essence flowing through her. So it's like the spiritual with that physicality in the body, in this physical realm. And the way our cast really walks their talk is phenomenal.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I mean, you mentioned Dame Doria Cordova again, Money and You. Money and You is about money, yes, and it's about business structure and strategy, but there's the you part, because there's an acknowledgement that for your business to thrive, you also need to be thriving, and you are important in that. And I think that's so critical when you think about conscious-based leadership, heart-centered leadership. Tony Robbins has been through Money and You. Jack Canfield has been through Money and You. You've been through Money and You. LA Tribune team has been through Money and You. There are so many leaders. Sharon Lecter has been through Money and You. So it's so beautiful. She's in the film as well. But there are so many leaders around the world that have been impacted by different people's work. I think what's cool is that we're going to see this all come together. I think what's also really beautiful about the film here is that there are a lot of people that are practitioners of spirituality that have gifts and abilities and can tune in and help clear people's energies. I don't think that gets right now enough visibility in the mainstream, but energy is everything. I think people do energy work in maybe smaller pockets, and some people are aware of it, right? But I think that it is really time to continue to have that conversation about how energy impacts your everyday life. Sonia Choquette, she's on Mind Valley. Marie Diamond, they're on Mind Valley, which is an app that has a lot of leaders and coaches out there that are teaching about energy work, teaching about meditation. But what we're doing with this film is really continuing to elevate the voice of people in the spiritual world that do so much, because spirituality, understanding energy, clearing blockages in your body, that is the key to health, to wealth to mindset. And you're going to see how it all comes together, because it's not one or the other, but it's the integration of all of this that actually makes a difference for people.
As a healer, and I've literally been getting paid for it since I was 8 years young and teaching transformation year workshops for almost 3 decades. And this film brings in the science and the woo, brings in, these practical earthly things and these spiritual concepts in a really down to earth way that mainstream and conscious people alike will gravitate to. So if you have not yet seen Pillars of Power, it's a must see.
Yes. It's a must see. And I think, I'd love to add to that point, because I think what's beautiful about the film, and we were very intentional on how we casted the film, and I broadcasted people into the film and, helped figure out certain aspects of the film, from how do we bring community together with the filming space to what are we thinking about as we edit. And our director, Donna Campbell, is such a visionary. Her and Mo Rock's leadership with the film division of the Los Angeles Tribune, they have that vision, that mission of impact. I think what's beautiful is we're going to meet people wherever they're at along their journeys, right? Like sometimes spiritual language, your healing language is misunderstood because people have literally never heard the phrases. And we break down so many concepts in language that will resonate with people no matter where they're at in their journey. So if you've been meditating for 20 years, Pillars of Power is still for you. If you've been on your journey of self-actualization for 30 years, Pillars of Power is for you. If you're like, what is meditation? Why would I want to do breath work? I work in corporate America. I don't think this film is for me. It actually is for you. And you'll find that through the individuals that we've casted, through the work that they do, their messages will resonate for you and with you exactly where you're at. And I think that's what's so special about the film. The producers have been so intentional about each and every single person that's come in the film, so that they're hitting all the pillars because they're experts there, but they're also, the languaging can reach people where they're at. And I think that's so critical, because oftentimes in the personal development space, language misses it. The language that is used to describe the work ultimately misses the millions of people the work is there to serve, because they just don't understand it. And what you don't understand, you just don't dive into. If you're not aware and you don't want to be aware, you might not dive in. If they use a word or a phrase that you actually get, I'm more inclined to actually be like, oh, this is kind of interesting. If you say a word and I think it's woo-woo, I might push it away. If you're like, well, when you're going through your day and you feel a little off, would you like to feel a little bit better than off? That might resonate with me, right? But if I say something like, my nervous system is out of whack, if someone understands what a nervous system does, that might resonate with them. So I think there's all of that,
And this is going to be an incredible movie. I'm so happy to be a part of this. Alisha, what has it been like on the set for you?
It's been so amazing to be on the set of Pillars of Power. We are at the Los Angeles Tribune. We're about uplifting consciousness around the world, sharing stories, but really helping people to evolve. So we've been on set with Sharon Lecter and Dr. Joe Vitale, Christine Genovese, yourself. Everyone has a message to share that is helping people move from where they're at to where they're trying to go with practical steps. And I think what's so impactful about Pillars of Power is that there is such a strong emphasis on healing. Oftentimes we think that we can skip the healing part and we can still bring in all of the things that we want in our life. And is it possible? Yes. But when we're creating the space and helping people figure out what it actually means to heal from the inside out, then everything that they want is on the other side of the healing. And so Pillars of Power emphasizes how people can go through their healing journey to get back to self. And I love that.
It's been incredible, all those little golden nuggets. And you've had the pleasure of actually being behind the camera, on the team for almost everybody who has filmed, which is, I want to be a fly on the wall. I haven't been to every single one yet, but oh my gosh. we probably need to make like 3 movies out of it just so, just because we're going to take the best of the best, but there's still so many more golden nuggets yet to share. So tell me what it's like for working for the Los Angeles Tribune, because I know you have worked with them for a while. You wear multiple hats. Give us a little more insight on that.
Yeah, I think what's so beautiful about the Los Angeles Tribune, I mean, we say it all the time. We're here to change the status quo. We're here to inspire, empower, and uplift society. And there's so many ways to do that through storytelling, bringing voices to people that are making an impact in this world. You see, in news and in media, there's such an emphasis on negative stories, but there are so many people that wake up each and every day, are living in their purpose and doing the work. And we believe that those are the stories that should be told. And so we storytell, whether it's podcasts, whether it's books, whether it's films, whether someone's a speaker and it's about helping them get their message on stage. But then we don't just stop there. We really actually support the person. Like, what are you trying to do with your business and why? And how can we support you? Visibility is great, but what are you going to do with that visibility? Do you have the business systems in place to actually grow to scale? We look at things holistically. It's like the pillars of power film, right? It's great to create, to manifest, but we look at it holistically. What does it mean to heal? What does it mean to set intention? What does it mean to decide that you want something different and do something about it? And then what are the tools to actually get you there? I've loved being a fly on the wall in filming, and there's a couple of reasons why. I've literally gotten chills when someone has said something. I'm like, that message is going to give someone permission to go inside. That message is going to give someone the belief that their story matters too and that they should share their gifts with the world. That's what we do at the Los Angeles Tribune. That's what we're doing for Pillars of Power. And I'm just so excited about all of the expansion and growth we're going to continue to see within our community and throughout.
I love how Mo Rock, the CEO of the Los Angeles Tribune, wants to give a voice to the voiceless. And, being a part of that lights me up.
It lights me up too, I have to say.
It's one of the things that had me feel attracted. That and, as you mentioned, flipping the script. So instead of every one positive thing in the media to 17 negative ones, trying to flip it. Yeah. So it's 17 and positive, empowering, uplifting kinds of messages on video, on in articles, on web, in print, like putting a chance for the elevation of the planet to get up there. So we've got 17 positive ones to one not so positive, right?
And so, and that's it, right? So there are studies that show that in the news and media today, it's 17 negative to positive. Like you said, we're trying to flip that switch. They say, your life is a reflection of the 5 people that are around you, right? Your life is also a reflection of the 5 messages that you're listening to in each and every moment of the day. And so when we can pour more positivity into the world, it has a ripple effect. And you said it. Voice for the voiceless. We at the Los Angeles Tribune launch an initiative spearheaded by Mo Rock, myself, Ava Manuel, and our entire team. It's called Voices for Change. It's a commitment to bring visibility to nonprofits around the world for the work that they're doing. And we've seen the impact. There was an organization called Callisto. They're an organization that helps individuals that have been on the receiving end of sexual violence on college campuses. We honored them with an award. We highlighted them in an article. When we gave them that award, I called the CEO to say congratulations about this award, she told me, our board decided a few hours ago we're shutting down because we don't have enough financial runway to continue our operations. I'm like, Tracy, you cannot shut down. I said, we're still giving you this award. We're going to change the scope of the article. It's not going to be about just the article itself. They were named the Impact Organization of the Year. It's going to be about the fact that they're an impact organization of their year. Their work should and needs to continue. How can the community come together to support? They shut down, and within 1 month, they raised over $250,000. They are back open today, changing the lives of college students all across the world. That's what visibility does. That's what pouring positive news into the world does, because it shows you how community can come together to create change, and that's what we're all about.
Oh my gosh, my heart is aflame. about even just that one nonprofit. I know a lot of people, myself included, who experienced that in college. So I love any time that there's a group that will take a stand against injustice and give support for people who've experienced traumatic things. And with LA Tribune shining the light onto them, like I can see how much it like reinvigorated the mission, the drive, bringing in some more ka-ching and money, because as a nonprofit, you need that to keep going.
You do. That visibility is so important, whether you're a nonprofit, whether you're a small business, whether you're a tech startup and trying to scale. Visibility is key. Messaging is key. And when organizations can have that visibility and then put their digital footprint out there in a strategic way, it really makes a difference. This particular organization shared that they've never had as much visibility as they have today, and that's what's making a difference for them. That's what's enabling them to grow and continue their operations and get their message out there to the world. So Voices for Change is just one of the many initiatives at the Los Angeles Tribune. That one is focused on nonprofits that are going against societal challenges in this world and making a difference. But that's what can happen when people come together, when they share their stories. And, there's so many mediums. And I think that's what's so beautiful about storytelling is it hits people where they're at, but it's all about creating that awareness, bringing this back to pillars of power. We have healers on, we have business owners on, we have restaurateurs on, but it's all about what was their personal journey and them sharing, because they're experts and leaders in their space, but it's really shared. The messages are shared in a way that people can put a mirror onto where they're at, meet themselves where they're at, and have that permission to go through their journey. And also to know that friction does occur, but what happens on the other side of the friction of the experiences that you've had in your life? Being a fly in the wall, hearing a lot of the full-on deep dive interviews of all of the cast members in the film, people went through their friction points. I think oftentimes it's like, if I'm experiencing friction, then what is on the other side? What can I do? People went through friction. People had challenges. People had times when they were unhappy in their lives, and things happen. But it's that journey that they went on within, and the acknowledgement that as they own up to their experiences, as they decide how they want to move forward, and when they say there is another way, there is. And I think that's what people are going to get from watching this film.
That's so impactful, because every single person goes through some ups, some downs, some twisty turnies.
Lives.
Exactly. And yet every person who has been filmed has shed their personal triumphs, and also given some tips and ways that people can overcome and get out of those choppy waters into like smooth sailing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's real. Like, I really do say lives. And, it is through, you're going to hear it. I won't give too much away, but people talk about the real experiences that they've been through in their life and how they had to evolve through it. But that's what's so beautiful, because everyone's journey is different, but it's acknowledgement that whatever has happened in your life, there are ways to navigate through it, not around it, but really take the time and tools in a nurturing and caring way. And I think that's what's so beautiful, because when we think about what we want in this life, when we think about creation and manifestation, oftentimes people are like, I made my vision board and it didn't work. Did you take action?
Yeah, did you take action?
Or was there something that happened in your life that even though you put something on your vision board, you don't believe that it's possible or attainable? Like, I used to read personal development books all the time, and I would say, it's not working, right? Is there something wrong with me? It's not that what they were saying in the books weren't real, but I realized I had to go through my own journey to heal within and figure out what my blocks were. And, that's why I've always struggled sometimes with the entire experience of the world of personal development, because sometimes you read a book and you think when you read the book, that's it. I read the book, I took the notes, I did the meditation. Why is this not working? And then what's a little bit Scary is that you can then put that mirror on and say, there's something wrong with me. I'm the reason why it's not working. And it may be that you have blocks that may not allow you to get to the place that you want to be, but it's not that there's something wrong with you. It's an acknowledgement that there's more to be explored, that you can't just read a book and in 30 days your life changes, that it takes time, that evolution is a journey, that you might be on this road for 1 year, 5 year, 10 years, and you're always getting levels and layers deeper. And it's not that it's something wrong with you. It's just, how can we look at our energy? How can we look at our experiences? How can we understand that it's so holistic and be nurturing and caring in that process? And Pillars of Power helps people see that multi-dimensional view and lens of what it really means to be, because it is on multiple layers and levels and surfaces. And that's what's so special about the film. And that's what I can't wait for people to see.
Beautiful. Well said. So please come watch Pillars of Power. Discover your hidden secrets behind achieving greatness. I'm one of the producers, Tiffany Cano. This is Alisha Magnus Louis. We will see you from behind your TV screen or in that movie theater, and reach out to us and share on the LA Tribune's website your favorite parts, and bring your friends and tell us all about it.
I can't wait to see and hear your reflections on what the Pillars of Power meant for you. Because yes, we all are a part of the team that put it together. We didn't put it together for us. We put it together for you, to impact you in your life. And only you know how that is going to reflect for you. But we want to hear from you. Thank you.